All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving headfirst into a world of small town drama and romance.
Oh, intriguing.
It is, right? It's this brand new novel, and romance novels aren't really for everyone, but this one, I gotta say, it's pretty unique.
What makes it so unique?
Well, first of all, it takes place in this charming little town called Fox Creek,
Okay.
where everybody knows everybody else's business.
Yeah.
And they've got these two families, the Manns and Warners, who have been feuding for like generations.
Oh, wow. A generations-long rivalry?
Exactly.
That's a lot of baggage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, can you imagine growing up like that?
Mhm.
Like constantly at odds with another family, like every holiday, every town event.
I mean, that makes you wonder, like, what even started it all?
Right. Like what could possibly cause such a deep-seated feud?
Yeah, some mysterious history there.
For sure. And right in the middle of all this drama, we have Natalie.
Okay.
She's the town librarian, super sharp wit, loves books.
Sounds lovely.
Oh, she is. And then you've got Samuel.
Yeah.
He's the charming, successful businessman running his family's printing company.
Oh, so they're on opposite sides of this whole feud thing.
Oh, absolutely. They're like oil and water, these two.
I can already sense the tension.
Oh, yeah. And the book really plays that up. Like, there's this scene early on where they're forced to shake hands at some library event, and the book describes Natalie as looking like she was ready to eat glass.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, right? You can just feel the animosity radiating off the page.
And the rivalry isn't just between Natalie and Samuel, though, right?
Oh, it gets way more complicated than that because Natalie's brother, Owen,
Okay.
has a secret crush on Jenna, who just happens to be Samuel's cousin.
Whoa, talk about a tangled web.
I know, right? Talk about forbidden love.
Yeah, how does Owen feel about all this family drama?
Well, he's obviously torn because he's totally smitten with Jenna,
Yeah,
but he also feels like he can't betray his family, you know?
right.
And at one point he even says something like, if I had the right attitude, shameless, I could convince or threaten everyone to just bury the hatchet.
So he wants to break down the barriers but doesn't know how.
Exactly. And that's where Natalie comes in.
Okay, how so?
Well, Natalie, being the protective older sister that she is,
Yeah.
comes up with this crazy plan to force a reconciliation between the families.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. What's the plan?
Get this. She proposes a fake relationship with Samuel.
Whoa, hold on. Fake relationship? That's a bold move.
Right. Like, who does that?
I mean, I've heard of fake dating, but with your family's arch nemesis, that's taking it to a whole new level.
I know. But Natalie's determined to make it work.
So what's her motivation here?
I mean, on the surface, she wants to create a distraction so Owen and Jenna can have a shot at their relationship.
Okay, that makes sense. Create a bigger problem to distract from the smaller one.
Exactly. But I also think deep down, she's hoping that maybe, just maybe, this fake relationship could actually lead to some real healing between the families.
So maybe a little bit of hope mixed in with that crazy plan.
Definitely. And the way they go about setting up this fake relationship is hilarious.
Oh, I bet.
Like, Natalie's all business laying down the ground rules,
Uh-huh.
we've convincing, no funny business, that kind of stuff.
Right. Keep it professional.
Exactly. But Samuel,
Yeah.
he's approaching it with this playful charm, this twinkle in his eye.
Ooh, so maybe he has an ulterior motive.
Oh, possibly.
That adds another layer of intrigue, for sure.
For sure. And what's really clever is that the book is told from both Natalie and Samuel's perspectives.
Oh, that's always fun.
Right. So you get to see their inner thoughts, their motivations.
Yeah.
And Samuel even starts giving Natalie these tips on how to maintain the charade.
Tips. Like what kind of tips?
Well, at one point he tells her, tip #17, be prepared to improvise when necessary.
Okay, so he's thinking on his feet, ready for anything.
Exactly. And trust me, things get pretty unpredictable.
Like how unpredictable?
Well, let's just say their first attempt to hard launch their fake relationship at the local craft fair.
The craft fair. Okay.
Oh, it's a comedy of errors. Picture it.
I'm trying.
Handmade candles, crocheted doilies, and Natalie and Samuel trying to convince a town full of gossips that they're madly in love.
I mean, at least it's a memorable first date.
Well, for sure. And the whole time you're reading it, you're like, are they really going to pull this off?
Right. Like how long can they keep this up?
And just when you think things can't get any more complicated, Samuel drops a bombshell.
What does he do?
He proposes a fake engagement.
Whoa. He's really escalating things.
Oh, absolutely he is. And that's where we'll leave it for now.
So a fake engagement, huh? Talk about upping the ante.
I know, right? It's like throwing gasoline on an already raging fire.
So how does everyone react to this news?
Oh, chaos ensues. Their families are over the moon, of course,
Naturally.
especially Natalie's grandparents. They've been dreaming of this day forever.
Oh, that's sweet.
It is, but it also makes the whole charade even more complicated.
Oh, I bet. Trying to convince your grandparents that you're actually in love with the enemy, that's got to be tough.
Oh, it's a recipe for disaster and hilarious misunderstandings.
I can only imagine.
There's this one scene where they all go to the Mann's lake house for a family gathering.
Okay.
And it's like a sitcom episode waiting to happen.
Really? What happens?
Well, first of all, they get snowed in.
Oh no, trapped with the family.
I know, right? And then there's a runaway mouse, a near disaster with the fireplace.
Oh my.
And Grandma Mann keeps grilling Samuel with these pointed questions about his intentions.
Oh boy, he's really in the hot seat.
He is, but you know what's interesting?
What's that?
Throughout all this chaos, you start to see Samuel's feelings for Natalie changing.
Oh really?
Yeah, like at first he was totally in on the game.
Uh-huh.
But the more time he spends with her, the more he starts to fall for her for real.
Ah, so the lines are starting to blur.
Exactly, and it comes through in these little tips he writes down. For example, there's one that says, tip #19, celebrate small victories. Today it's a fake engagement. Tomorrow it's convincing her family you're perfect together.
That does sound like more than just playing a part.
Right. But Natalie, bless her heart, she's so focused on keeping up appearances
Yeah.
that she's completely oblivious to Samuel's true feelings.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating for Samuel.
It is, and for the reader, too.
I bet, like, you just want to shake her and say, wake up, girl.
Exactly, and then things get even more complicated when Samuel's identical twin brother, Isaac, shows up.
Whoa, a twin? Now that's interesting.
I know, right? Talk about a plot twist.
Yeah, how does Isaac fit into all of this?
Well, he's very different from Samuel.
Oh,
Much more quiet, observant, almost like he can see right through people.
interesting. Does he suspect the engagement is fake?
He definitely seems suspicious. And his presence just adds this whole other layer of tension to the story.
Especially since Natalie has to work with him.
Exactly. Imagine trying to keep up a fake engagement with someone when their identical twin is constantly around.
Oh, that sounds like a recipe for awkward encounters.
It definitely is. And speaking of awkward encounters, there's this one scene at the local bowling alley.
Okay, what happens at the bowling alley?
Well, the Manns and the Warners end up having a bowling night together.
Oh, that sounds disastrously fun.
It is. It's all fun and games on the surface, but underneath there's this simmering tension.
Makes sense, given the history.
Right. And then Samuel decides to throw everyone for a loop by announcing this grand plan he has.
What kind of plan?
He wants to renovate the old middle school and turn it into this amazing community center.
That's quite a project.
It is, and everyone's impressed. But Natalie starts to wonder if it's all just a ploy to win over the town.
So she's questioning his motives.
Yeah, like, is he really doing it for the community? Or is it all just part of this elaborate scheme to win her heart?
Ooh, that's a good question. What do you think?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Samuel's a complex character, and I think that's part of his appeal.
So he's a bit of a mystery.
Definitely. And I think that's what keeps you hooked on the story.
So you're really enjoying it?
Oh, absolutely. And just wait until you hear what happens next.
Okay, you've definitely piqued my curiosity. What happens next?
Well, let's just say Samuel does something utterly unexpected that changes everything.
I can't wait to hear about it. It really does feel like the whole town is pushing them together, doesn't it?
It does. It's like Fox Creek is this matchmaker in disguise, you know?
And it really adds to the story, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said before, Fox Creek, it's more than just a backdrop.
It really is.
It's like a character in itself.
Definitely, with its own personality and quirks.
Right. And the author does such a good job of bringing that to life.
Yeah, like those little details, the craft fair, the bowling alley, the lake house, they all add to the atmosphere.
And they also serve as these turning points in the story, you know?
Oh, totally. Like those locations become these catalysts for Natalie and Samuel's relationship.
Exactly. Like they're forced to confront their feelings whether they want to or not.
Yeah, and speaking of confronting feelings, I think it's important to note that Natalie doesn't just fall head over heels for Samuel.
Oh, definitely not.
She makes him work for it.
She does. She's not afraid to call him out on his BS.
She challenges him.
And that makes their whole dynamic so much more interesting.
It does, because you can see that she's not just going along with this for the sake of it.
Right. She's genuinely conflicted.
Yeah, she wants to help her brother, but she's also wary of getting hurt.
Exactly. And I think a lot of readers can relate to that.
Definitely. It's a very real and relatable struggle.
And in the end, it's Samuel's sincerity that wins her over.
It is. He proves to her that he's not just playing games.
That his feelings are real.
Yeah, and that he's willing to change for her.
And it's not just about the grand gestures, you know?
No, it's the little things, too.
Exactly. Like the way he looks at her, the way he supports her
The
dream.
way he makes her laugh.
Yes. It's all of those things combined.
And it's so heartwarming to see them finally come together.
It is. It makes you believe in the power of second chances.
And the power of love to overcome even the most bitter of
Oh,
rivalries.
absolutely. But of course, it wouldn't be a good romance novel without a few final twists and turns, right?
Right. Keeps you guessing until the very end.
And this book definitely delivers on that front.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Me too. And without giving anything away, let's just say the ending is both satisfying and surprising.
It really ties everything together beautifully.
It does. And it leaves you with a feeling of hope, you know?
A feeling that anything is possible.
Exactly. So if you're looking for a heartwarming read with a dash of small-town charm and a whole lot of heart,
This book is definitely for you.
absolutely. Go pick up a copy of A Guide to Fake Dating Your Enemy and get ready to fall in love with Natalie and Samuel's story.
You won't regret it.
Happy reading, everyone.